All right, hey guys, we're gonna do PNF techniques and how to stretch specifically right now going over the hamstrings. So I won't go into everything you need to hit for your practical itself or your skill check, like the unaffected side, making sure we have good form, things like that. We'll talk about that in lab. Right now, I just wanna make sure that we have the correct technique down. So the first thing that we're going to look at is contract relax. So remember, when we're doing contract relax, we're firing the antagonist for autogenic inhibition. So if we're doing hamstring, so if I have Sabrina here, so go ahead and relax your leg. So I'm going to try to bring her up. So relax. I'm going to passively bring her up to a certain stage. If she has no more motion, remember we need to decide what is the antagonist and what is the agonist. So if we're doing hip flexion and she doesn't have that 90 degrees, remember that's our hamstring sensibility, the hamstring muscle would be the antagonist. That's the muscle that's preventing me from continuing on with that motion. Whereas her iliopsoas, rectus femoris, that's going to be the agonist. So again, we're doing contract relax, so I need to do the antagonist muscle. Okay, so again, we want to make sure that we're having good body mechanics. So I know you can't see, but I have the stool down here. I'm going to have her relax as much as she can. I want to make sure that her knees stay straight, and I'm going to passively bring her to her end motion. So let me know, Serena, when you start to feel a stretch. Okay, so she notices here she's having the stretch. So again, to do contract relax, I need her antagonist muscle to fire, which in this case is her hamstring. What I'm going to have her do, Sabrina, I want you to push into this hand here for 5 to 8 seconds with sub-max force. So go ahead and push. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good, relax. And I'm going to take her to her new range. Let me know when you feel a stretch. Okay. And then I'm going to hold this for 10 seconds in that new range. Okay, 10 seconds goes by. Good. All right, Sabrina, I want you to go ahead and push into my hand again. 5 seconds. Good. Time goes by. Go ahead, relax. And then we're going to go ahead and bring her to her new range. Okay. Go ahead and relax. So we're going to do that for a total of at least 3 repetitions. So again, that was contract relax with the antagonist contraction. So be aware of body mechanics too. If I'm starting to get to a certain point and I'm feeling like my arms are doing a lot of work, I might have to reposition myself. So you can also position, if say she had more flexibility, I could also have, go ahead, relax, her foot on my shoulder, but notice my body mechanics needs to stay, or I need to continue to have good body mechanics. So good back, and I can do it this way. So there's a couple of different options there that way. We'll practice them in lab. And honestly, we want to make sure whatever feels best for you and for the patient, that is the position that you want to have. Okay, so then, go ahead, relax. Let's also look at it now from contract, relax, agonist contraction. So that is what we call CRAC, C-R-A-C. So we're still looking at the hamstrings. So I'm still putting her in that same position. I'm going up into her end range passively, except this time instead of her pushing down, contracting the hamstrings, I want her to push up, getting hip flexors, specifically the iliopsoas and the rectus femoris firing. So same thing. I'm going to have her go, or excuse me, I'm going to passively bring her up to her end range. Tell me when, Serena. Okay. So she said here. Now with this hand here, I'm going to place this over her distal thigh, and I'm going to ask her to push up into this hand. Good. With a sub-max contraction, same thing, hold for 5 seconds. Good. Go ahead and relax. And then we're going to push her to the new range, passively. Again, you might have to cue your patient to make sure that they relax. And then same thing, push into my hand. You'll hold it for 10 seconds and then have her push. Good. Go ahead, relax. Good. And then I'm going to passively bring her to the new range. Same thing, just hold that 10 seconds. And then she push into my hand again for 5 to 8 seconds. Now, the biggest thing with that one, you need to think of compensations. So if I would have her leg here, and if I want her to push up here, okay, then I got to think, where am I going to put my hand placement? And if she's pushing up here, am I just getting the quads, or am I getting some of that iliopsoas? So those are things we want to think about. So it's best to have them push into that distal thigh. Put that there. All right, and then that is the hamstrings.